Hi guys, and welcome back to Pass the Move. And for today's episode, we've got another game, or episodes rather, in our amazing AC Milan series. And you can pretty much tell we're not doing too poorly still. So the board are very happy with how we're doing. They offered me an opportunity to change the seasonal expectations, but I just kept it as is in Champions League qualification. They offered me to change to winning the league. But there was no real benefit from it. They weren't offering any more transfer budget or anything like that. And just in case we failed to actually challenge for a title, I kept things as is with the Champions League in what the season expectations are. But of course, for myself, like I mentioned, we want to win the league. As you can tell, we're on our way to doing that. So Juventus have a game in hand. They just won their game, played it just before us. Got 2 points ahead of us now, but of course, as long as we keep winning our games, we're ahead of everyone else in terms of points. But game in hand means nothing unless we actually win the game. And today's game is going to be a very crucial one. It's a 6-pointer. If we beat Napoli, we go 6 points ahead of them. If they beat us, they level with us on points. But so far, in terms of the Champions League qualification and what we're doing quite well. I think early in the season, the league was very competitive. I think it still kind of is a bit close. But in general, the more consistent teams are showing their form a bit more than before, and gaps are starting to show in terms of points. So we can drop 5 points before we even in any before we drop out the Champions League spot. So that's not too bad. But of course, to try and keep our winning run going, Juventus are not going to drop that too many points. And we have to beat Napoli. It's a very, very difficult game. In terms of what happened since last episode, we managed to win the 2 games. I think we showed the last episode. If you missed it, you should definitely watch it. Juve and Roma. I know you kind of get a spoiler in terms of how the results end, but it's a crazy episode nonetheless. Managed to follow that with back-to-back wins at home and away from home. 3-0 against Crotone, with Nicola scoring a hat-trick. Against Atlanta, Bonaventura, Coutron and Hakan all on the score sheet there for us. They tried to make things uncomfortable through Jose, but quickly Hakan scored 4 minutes later just to give us a nice little lead back again. So 3-1 wasn't too bad. But yeah, we do have a game against Napoli. We're at home, so expectations should be on us. We do face Atlanta soon as well in the Italian Cup first round, but that's a different story entirely. The Europa League will start in February as well. And that's probably something for the next episode to consider maybe. But yeah, today's all about Napoli, so let's get into it. Let's not waste any time. This is a team that we'll be going with. We've got Conti, Bonici, Romagnoli and Ricardo Rodriguez in the backline. Our first choice backline really, and they should do good enough to withhold Napoli's crazy attackers, of course. We've got Lucas and Ander Herrera in midfield. Kessie is disappointed in the last match, so as you can tell from his overall form, not doing too well, and Herrera is enjoying that role, so why not? I'm actually really considering changing this role into the ball-winning midfielder role. I feel like that works a little bit better than the box-to-box midfielder. I'm not too much of a fan still of how much he roams. For now, I think just, it's a big game, so let me not try and make any tactical switches just yet. In the wings, again, first teamers in Suso and Bonaventura, so again, should be good enough to compete. Bonaventura has a little bit of something to prove in truth, because recent form not doing too well, and I think in terms of goals, he should do better. Suso not the best in terms of goals, but his overall performances are still really good, and so, Bonaventura has to step up in that. If he's not going to perform well, then at least try and grab some goals, if that makes any sense. But yeah, Nicola and Carlos back in by default. In truth, Coutron and Silva were supposed to be the players who were starting today. Both injured. Tiny injuries. Coutron is out for another 3 days. Sindelfeld is a little bit longer, 5 to 10 days. And hopefully they'll be back for us soon enough. But it's a bit of an issue not having any strikers on our bench. If we look to make any substitutions, it'll probably be on our wings and a midfield. I think we can just go ahead and kick off. Should be a good enough team to defeat Napoli. Expectations on us, like I mentioned, but whenever it comes to these games, form goes out the window, ability of players goes out of the window. It's all about who wants it more and who wants to fight for it more, I suppose. Napoli going with a 4-3-3 as well. It's definitely going to dominate the midfield and possibly possession because of that. So we will have to try and be a bit more direct than usual, I guess, maybe, if that makes any sense. We've got a front four that we can aim for, so really we should be causing Napoli all types of trouble as well. But yeah, I think we should have enough firepower in us to do something here. So let's have a look and see. We're favourites for a reason. I think we'll go with I expect nothing but a win to keep our run going. So even though we're favourites, this is a little bit of a tactical advice, I guess, if you want to take it or not. Normally, when I'm clear favourites, I just stick to control and I start off matches that way because I can't afford to lose any time in terms of trying to break the opposition down. But when it comes to big matches, like against Napoli, Juve, Roma, Inter Milan, those type of games, you can either start on counter if you're 100% sure you're not favourites. But if you are, in that weird space where you're not 100% sure if you're favourites, if you're underdogs, you can just start on standard. If you can see, if you read the description as well, this is why it's one of the best tactics, I guess, or mentality, as it says here. This is arguably the most important of all match mentalities, and the reason is because you balance risk and reward, like it says. But really, it's just a way of measuring whether you need to be more attacking or more defending, and that way you're not doing anything too dangerous. And I think I will be starting with it today. And that way we can tell, because I'm not 100% sure. I know we're supposed to be favourites today's game. I know we should be beating them, but I'm not sure if control is the right way to go. And especially since the last episode when I learnt my lesson against Roma, I started on counter because we were supposed to be underdogs. But eventually it proved that we should have gone on control from the start, and we turned the game around eventually, but I can't risk that happening or, running it that close again. So we'll start on standard. If we feel good, we'll leave it as is. If we need to be more defensive, we'll go on counter. If we need to be more attacking, we'll go on control and take it one step at a time, I suppose. So there you go. I think we can go ahead and kick off. Really, it's just setting the replays on, and we're good to go finally. We can keep... can actually go on comprehensive highlights since we're just showing one, or extended, highlights since we're just showing one game today in comparison to the last episode where we had to keep on key highlights because we were playing Roma and Juve. Would have made a very long episode otherwise. But yeah, more action hopefully, both in the terms of the game itself and with the highlights. But if we have that pass had anything to do with how the rest of the game goes, then I'm worried already. Good tackle there from Rodriguez, plays it back to Donnarumma and forward to Bonaventura, and that's the kind of direct play I like to see. And up to Bacca, can he head it down for his teammate? No, he takes the ball down, but he does find Nicola eventually. Can he finish? Tough angle. You'd argue he should have ran into the box a little bit more before taking the shot on. They have Sepe in goal instead of the usual Pepe Reina. I'm not sure what happened to Reina. I'm not even sure who Sepe is in truth. But yeah, set piece opportunity here. Cleared initially, but Suso's got it. Finds Romagnoli eventually, but it's closed down well. I'm not even sure why Suso would give his centre-back a ball like that, and now Napoli can counter, so you can tell they don't have any issues playing on the counter, so maybe control would be a good way to play, but still early timings. Ooh, not a bad shot from Bonaventura. Still early days, I suppose, in a sense. Don't want to make any tactical decisions just yet. We need to try and see how the game's going. So far, Napoli aren't proving too dangerous. I'm hoping I didn't just jinx it now and this highlight is all about Napoli, but at the moment, they're holding the ball well between Allen and Hamsik. Got a decent shape about ourselves. We just have to stop the cross coming in. Instead, it's square to Allen. He's a shut down that long shot. We don't do it, but Allen's shot is poor. And again, long shots are just a good indicator of your good overall team shape, so... he must be doing something right. Nicola, can you win the header? No, it's Koulibaly instead. Insigne gets in behind. He's trying to find a teammate. Eventually to Callion. Insigne did prove to be the danger man last time. I'm hoping to shut him down a bit better this time. Callion, early ball to Martins, and he was also the danger man last time. Donnarumma spills it, but he manages to pick it up. And now we're seeing Napoli grow into the game. And question marks of whether we should be a bit more defensive, and maybe control isn't the way to go. Maybe we should play on the counter. Napoli are not rolling over for sure. Donnarumma rises and wins it, but can he get our team going? Not quickly enough for a counter, but can we still create something? Long ball forward to Bonaventura. Be surprised if he won that one. He's like the shortest player on the pitch. Rodriguez though just lobs it forward quite stupidly. He had a midfielder in front of him, but I think it's kind of panic stations in truth. Herrera tries to cut out the ball. Zappacosta squares it to Allen, and again he gets the long range shot, and this one is actually on target. But easy enough for Donnarumma to collect. So again, signs we should be maybe playing on the counter. Napoli themselves are also playing on the counter. I think they've pretty much got everyone back. That's a pretty obvious sign of it. But I think the way they're starting to show signs of quality is a little bit worrying for me. So I think, playing counter would just see us solidify that much more. Not sure why Lucas keeps closing down people. He's supposed to be a holding midfielder, defensive midfielder, and I've even got him on close down less so then he doesn't chase where Herrera chases. But he still manages to do that nonetheless. But again, shots growing in Napoli's favour. Gonna give it a bit more before I make my mentality tweak, but suggestions are counter. What's going on with the clock? Is Herrera again? Hello. Hello. Okay, there you go, finally. And another reason is because playing a box-to-box midfielder and then having an instruction of tackle harder, Herrera is getting a yellow just about every game, so might as well just play him as a ball-winning midfielder. But again, my players just clearing the ball quite stupidly. They're not really any intelligence in their passing. Maybe another reason, I'm still very undecided. Maybe it should be another reason for me to go on control so that my players are, you know, pushing up more. Oh, you can see that happening all day long. Alright, I'm just going to go on to counter now. I know control is probably the way to go, but I just want to give the defensive side a little bit of hope first because of the way we've looked. I need to make one more tweak since we're on counter. I need to get rid of the close down less instruction from Lucas. You'd argue Donnarumma should do better there. It's kind of disappointing that he didn't. But either way, Lorenzo Insigne, if that's even how you say his name, punishes us once more. There's an immediate highlight to our tactical tweaks, so let's hope it's in our favour. Conti rises and wins the header, but there's no one there to collect it other than Jorginho. Herrera tries to close down the opposition and not doing too badly. Callion's there, plays his fullback in. Zappacosta with the cross, it's a good one to Insigne. Bonucci tries to cut it out. It's apparently a penalty. In terms of 2D, it really didn't look anything like it, but now Napoli could be 2-0 up. And scored within minutes of each other. Donnarumma, please save this game for us. Oh, one hell of a save. Hamsik's going to be low in confidence after that. Hopefully he continues to have a poor game, but that was a save and a half from Donnarumma, but it means nothing because Napoli punish us in the set piece. My players are quickly falling apart here. I don't think they could have dealt with the initial expectations that we should be winning this game. When I told them we should win it, no one truly reacted. But again, players definitely should be doing better. Alright, another highlight, so please don't make it 3. No intelligence of our play so far, just players lobbing the ball forward. Conti is going to have a chance to try and be a bit smarter here. Lucas, square to Herrera, forward to Nicola. Bit more urgency in our play, but no real threat just yet. Sousa to Herrera. Not a bad long range shot, but again, should be doing a bit better. Alright, Napoli with another set piece. Free Koulibaly, and it's 3-0. I mean, what are my players doing on set pieces? I don't even set up the defensive side of my set pieces because I want it on the default. Because default always works best when it comes to defending. So if we look at corners, that's how it is. If we look at free kicks, I haven't even touched it. And some seriously weird decision making from my players, and I think at this point we have no choice but to go into control. There's no point trying to be defensive anymore if we're going to keep conceding goals anyways. We have to try and chase the game a bit, and the way to do it is control. I was hoping counter would give us a bit more edge, but again, maybe my starting mentality was the wrong choice. I mean, it's difficult to say standard is the wrong way to do things, but I think this is really down to the players in truth. But yeah, no choice but to go into control now. We have to up this a little bit and take a bit more risks. So we'll be passing to space, hitting early crosses, run at the defense. If we can manage to do another comeback win somehow, like we did against Roma, that'd be incredible. But Conti's just giving away a free kick, and it's a highlight for some reason. So I think they're going to score from this because I don't think Conti's getting sent off for a tackle like that. Has to be a yellow only. Yeah, there you go. Lorenzo's going to score from this, you can tell already. Okay, it's just over. Right. It's just a panic from how the game's gone so far. Highlights continue. At least one thing you can say is that this game's not boring at all. particularly if you're a Napoli fan, of course. And again, they come forward with the ball. Square to Callion. Every time they come forward, they look more and more dangerous, and we've struggled to deal with them all game long. Mertens rises, Bonici's there, Rodriguez. Forward to no one in particular, and again, my players are just being a bit hasty with their play. Zappacosta again, initial threat dealt with. Suso, can you find anyone? Up to, oh my god, even the passing's poor. I mean, it's either the decision making's poor or the passing itself is poor, because Suso should be doing a bit better there. And there's other times where they just lob it forward instead of passing someone next to them, and then it's definitely an attitude problem when these things happen. It's 4-0. Napoli absolutely destroying us. Doesn't matter what kind of mentality we're on, the players have fallen apart. I just want to have a quick look at the actual clear-cut chances they've created, because I don't think it's that many unless I'm imagining things. They've created one single clear-cut chance, yet they find themselves 4-0 up. And bear in mind that one clear-cut chance they even convert because it was a penalty and not an actual shot. So, or anything from open play. It's really just my players absolutely falling apart in a game we couldn't afford. The pressure was too much for them. Expectations were too much. Easily could have been 5-0 there for Napoli as well. I don't know what on earth is going on with my players, but they need to shape up. And definitely telling them off at half-time. Forward to Nicola, he's not going to win it. Always wasn't going to win it. We're so behind Napoli in every aspect of this game. Come on boys, wake up. Lorenzo's walking about the pitch with the ball. They're enjoying themselves, Napoli, at this point. Throwing their fullbacks forward. No issues. They're not even bothered to try and keep their players back anymore. Alright then. I guess Herrera just decided to leave it to Lucas, and he finds Bonaventura. Is this our first chance? Takes everyone on. Kalinic is free. He goes for the shot instead of finding a teammate like Suso or his striker partner Bacca for that reason. But at least it's a shot and something to build on. But again, Napoli come at us. Can we win the header? Conti does. Nicola, what can he do? Trying to throw bodies forward a bit. Goes back to Conti, which is not too bad of a decision to make. Tried to pass it forward to Suso, and that's as bad a decision as it does come. My players need a rude awakening. And I think the winning run of form has come to their heads. And of all the times to fall apart, we've done it here against Napoli. Mertens since 5-0. I mean, what is wrong with these players? Completely destroyed. It's a rout by Napoli, and I'm struggling to understand it. I really am. It makes no sense whatsoever. Alright, that's it. I'm gonna do something a bit crazy, and it's really the only thing I can do at this point with the way the game has gone. Right, mate, you're going to a ball-winning midfielder, even if that risks you getting a yellow. Bonaventura, you're coming into midfield. You're going to play as an advanced playmaker on attack. You're going to play as a fullback on attack. And you're going to cross from deep, rather. Are you crossing from deep already? Yeah, you are. Alright, Suso, you're playing as a striker. As uncomfortable as you are with it, it's what you're going to be doing. Alright, so let's do that. This is a tactic that I've used in some of my personal saves. Quite a fan of it, and you're very attacking, so it's kind of difficult to deal with three strikers. We're going to definitely be more defensively open, I suppose, but it's 5-0. Don't know what else to do at this point. I thought it was going to be a game-changing tactic. The truth is, if we recover from this, even to get a single point, that would already be an amazing achievement, but just to grab a single goal would already be a trophy at this point. I mean, look at those ratings completely falling apart. There's a chance or a nope there was a chance to end the half with at least a goal, but it's Napoli who are going to try out getting at us again. Lorenzo. Square to Zappacosta. Freedom to do that. Akanji back to Lorenzo, and they're playing with such intensity. Very difficult to deal with. Lorenzo again on the ball. He's definitely been their key man. Conti with the stupid tackle, as if things couldn't get any worse for us. Conti, of all the players to be sent off, he's going to get a second yellow, just to make things worse for us. And now, it's more about damage control, because I can't see us surviving with a man down in a 4-3-3 tactic. Great. How is this even gonna work? I don't even know how to shape up my team now. Great, great, great. I think this is the only way to go, but it's stupid to play with 2 support because we need someone making the runs, but what am I supposed to do? Because, oh god, there's so many different issues. Such a joke, an absolute joke of a performance. I don't think we've performed this poorly all season round. Forget the scoreline, just the way we're playing. Incredible, incredible. It's like I mentioned, just a single clear-cut chance from a penalty for Napoli. They find themselves 5-0 up. I mean, what on earth happened to these players? I went with the right team talk. It's a very normal team talk to go for when you're favourites and in form and at home. You know, continue your winning run, but no, they just completely fell apart. And Herrera trying to get a second yellow there himself. Anyways, back on the wing, Bonaventura back to Herrera. Good switch to Rodriguez. Plays a bit more alive, but does that mean we're going to see any improvements? Early cross from Rodriguez, which is what we've asked him to do, but it's a poor one nonetheless. Alright. Yeah, let's go with that. What have we got to lose? It's already 5-0. What's worse, 6-0? Such a huge contrast in this episode compared to the last episode, and the player mentality is absolutely different. Once we're fighting from, you know, losing to Roma to win that game, and then today where we're just handing everything to Napoli on a platter. Alessio wins that, but again just falls to Callion, and Rodriguez not even bothered to win the second ball, and again lobbed forward stupidly. Hamsik, I reckon even if I went on to shorter passing, my players would still struggle to find each other. It's just that kind of game for them. A mentality problem rather than a tactical one. Lorenzo out to punish us again. Mertens playing as a striker, by the way, not an actual winger. Square to Hamsik, who missed the penalty, but he won't even care at this point, and Allen with the long shot as usual will take that all day long. Actually, to be honest, on the basis of how this game's gone so far, maybe we shouldn't take it all day long, because I'm not doing too well. Let's go to Fluid as well, see if I can help players find each other a bit more, work together collectively as a team. Can't even string together 2 passes at this point. Napoli, meanwhile, are just having passes bounce off them like it did there with Hamsik. Eventually gets the ball back again, and he's trying to cause us some more damage. Spreads it well to Callion. Can we shut him down though? Nope, there's an overlap from his player, but it goes back to Allen. Hamsik on the ball again. Mertens. Lorenzo. And if only he had that kind of finishing all game long. In terms of shots and shots on target, we haven't improved since arguably the 20th minute, I think. Bonaventura with a 5.9 rating. I think that's as bad as it gets. Alright, who else can we take off? Everyone bar Calabria, who we just brought on, has had a terrible game. I don't think I've ever seen in Football Manager the whole team perform this poorly. I've seen, you know, maybe even 7 players, but the whole 11 performing poorly. Incredible. I don't think I've been playing Football Manager for several years now, and I don't think I've ever seen that, so it's just amazing. Let's take off Herrera, might as well. Locatelli. Kessie instead. Alright, to highlight whether that's because of the substitutes. I just want a goal at this point. I'm not even fussed if we come back at this game or not, because there's really no time in that sense anyways. If we can grab a goal just to prove we're, somewhere thereabouts. Some respect, I guess. Rodriguez, can you deliver the cross? Poor one. But Alan can only head down to Lucas. Back to Hakan. What can he do? Calabria's there. Come on, we need the better cross. Baka, yes, it's 5-1, and I think we earned ourselves a bit of a trophy. Calabria actually did something we told him not to do, which is beat his man and deliver the cross. We actually want the cross as early as possible, so he should be crossing right now once he receives it. It's fine that he actually took it on. He's playing a fullback on attack. He's supposed to get further forward and cross more often, all that sort of business. I understand he's not going to be like a fullback on support, which is the ideal duty we want for him. Just pointing it out, obviously, that it's not what we necessarily asked him for, but whatever works at this point. Hakama delivery. Bonici rises. 5-2. Is the game on? Players are waking up. At least we're getting something at this point. Can get an opportunity to see test Napoli's mentality now. There's still 3 goals ahead, of course. It's a bit far from anything serious happening, but yeah, at least improvement for my players. I'm not sure if you noticed in that last highlight, the goal scoring one, of course, where a lot of the AC Milan stadium was actually empty. It's a bit weird. It's probably what doesn't help our finances either. But yeah, that's not too nice to see, in truth. Anyways, Lucas, what can he do? Forward to Kessie, ball winning midfielder, remember? Hakan, forward to Kalinic, spread well to Calabria actually, but can he find the cross? Back to Nicola. Should do better, really should do better. Alright, so I know we're a man down and it's 5-2, but why not? What on earth do we have to lose? Alright boys, shot count growing at least finally. Looks like all it needed was to get a man sent off, so next time I should just bear that in mind. Anyways, Lucas back to Rodriguez, early cross in. Baka again should do better, and I don't think the game's going to consider a clear-cut chance, but I think it really should be considered as one. Anyways, Napoli with the throw-in. Gulam down to Martins. I think maybe playing as a left winger now. Either way, finds his teammate on the opposite flank, Callion. He's got the overlap from his teammate, but goes back to Kanji. Kanji back to Callion, essentially playing as a right back at this point. Drops it back to Sepe, and it's good pressure from my players, but can they win the ball now? Allen's got all the space in the world to win it for some reason, not closed down by Alessio or anyone else for that matter. Eventually tried to be lobbed forward to our players. Baka comes back to win the ball well, to be honest. Kalinic spreads it to Rodriguez. That's a good ball. Crossfield cross. Calabria goes for the shot instead of the far post cross. And he had about 3 players in the box at that point. To say that was a bit of a frustrating way to end it. But yeah, so many players losing their place for the next game because a completely unacceptable loss to a Napoli side who are struggling fitness-wise, by the way. I don't think their managers made a single substitution either, but in general, before the game even started, I think we were fitter. And that should have worked in our favour the longer the game went on. But yeah, just in general, poor in all departments, and a stunning loss, but impressive performance from Napoli for sure. Very efficient, you have to say, because lack of clear-cut chances, like I mentioned. I'm pretty sure it's up by now, but they were just so efficient, finishing chances that weren't even chances. Just absolutely brutal in front of goal. And I think other than one of them, Donnarumma could have done better. I mean, Donnarumma's got a poor rating despite saving a penalty, and that kind of, tells a story. kind of harsh on him, to be honest. But yeah, either way. 30 seconds before the referee ends our misery. We've made it look a bit more respectable with a 5-2 result, but the truth is, Napoli head and shoulders better than us today. And on the back of this, we don't look like champions. But still time to recover, of course. But we have let Napoli back into the title race. And we've given Juve the opportunity to go top. And now we don't look as assured or confident as we were before. There you go, referee finally blowing the whistle. So let's look forward to February. This is obviously the fixture for January. We show a match per month as always, so it'll be interesting to see which games to look out for in February. I think we probably will be showing the Europa League games. I mean, they're not necessarily that important because they're still in the first knockout round. It's going to be a good fixture against Olympique Lyon, but yeah, the league fixtures don't look too good. So we still got Atlanta and Genoa for the rest of this month, but in terms of February, we've got from Frosinone to Olympique Marseille, sorry. Not Lyon. And so Frosinone, Verona, Benevento, and Torino. Torino might be the match to show, but they're in 10th. You know, not a significant game, so maybe we should just show you back-to-back Europa League games in the next episode and just play this Torino game in between without necessarily showing you that. Seems to make the most sense, at least for now. March, important game is Inter. And then we've got a nice little run here, Fiorentina, Juve, and Roma again back-to-back. So the Serie A computer for making the schedule always seems to put chunks of difficult games together. I mean, look at this. We've got Fiorentina, Juventus, and Roma back-to-back. Fiorentina, Juventus, and Roma again. And kind of weird, to be honest. But yeah, I don't think we've got necessarily difficult rest of the league to go, I guess. I think, but yeah, we'll have to do better. I mean, look at this nice little winning run we put together, and eventually just fell apart entirely against Napoli at a time we couldn't afford it. But anyways, that's all for today's episodes. Of course, if you did enjoy it, then please do hit the like button and subscribe for more Daily Football Manager 2018 content. And of course, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section below. And once again, guys, thank you all very much for watching.